A recent survey showed that 52% of teens aged 14 to 18 believe that students are borrowing too much for college. The margin of error was within 3.5 percentage points. Find out the range of teens who believe students are borrowing too much for college. So, hopefully, you recall that when we were writing an absolute value equation, the number that was in the middle, our actual number, was inside the absolute value marks. So when we say 52% of teens, and I'm just going to leave the percent as a number, 52% would go inside the absolute value marks. And the margin of error, meaning how far we went up and down from that number in the center, that number would be what it equals 3.5%. But this one, of course, is not going to be equals since we've been dealing with inequalities. Margin of error being within 3.5 percentage points means anywhere from 3.5 below to 3.5 up believe this. So it's not going to be one of two percentages that is our answer. It's going to be this percentage, or somewhere in between those two percentages. So instead of an equal sign, we are going to have an inequality. Okay, so this is the one that we're going to solve. So whenever we solve an inequality, there are two possibilities. We've got x minus 52 is less than or equal to 3.5. And we also have negative x minus 52 is less than or equal to 3.5. Or if you want to do a little shortcut, since you know the first thing we're going to do is divide both sides of that second one by a negative, you could say x minus 52 is greater than or equal to negative 3.5. You can start with either one of those. Okay, so once you get this set up, the math is pretty simple. You just use the addition property to add 52 to both sides. So one of our solutions here is going to be that x is less than or equal to 55.5%. And using the addition property on the other one is going to give us 48.5%. So this means that our answer is between 48.5 and 55.5%. So our inequality could be written as 48.5% is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 55.5%. Writing this in a sentence, we would say between 48.5% and 55.5% of, what did I say teens? Of teens, ages 14 to 18, believe, was it they're taking out too much for college? Students are borrowing too much for college. Believe students are borrowing, if I can spell borrowing, are borrowing too much for college. Ugh, cannot spell today. For college. There we go. So that's how we solve this one. We put the middle amount inside the absolute value. The margin of error is what it's less than or equal to. And then we solve the inequality to figure out what the two outside areas of our range of numbers are. So our outside area were 48.5 and 55.5, which means we think the percent who believe this are in between those two numbers.